the future of the human race as we know it depends on woman being loved. That's as we know it. But as we know it is going to gradually disappear, and love is going to become more and more an intellectual thing. It's going to become something, a technical thing. It's going to become where a man will devise ways of having, virtual sex. He can devise that and have an orgasm with a virtual woman. And that's not a real woman, that's the death of love between man and woman. And then we have more and more the emphasis on homosexuality, that is, man making love to man and woman making love with woman. Now that also is the death of love between man and woman. And the fact is, if we look at it, that only woman's body is made for man, and man is made only for woman's body. Anything else is a device to escape this extraordinary love between man and woman, which is so demanding. For it's much easier to love a woman for a woman than to love a man. And it's much easier for a man to love a man than to love a woman. The hardest thing on earth is for each to love the opposite gender and get through to God that way. But that's all going to disappear. And this cloning of the sheep, where they've cloned a sheep up in Scotland. And now I see that they've got human blood they're going to put into it. They're never going to stop, these scientists, never, no matter what government regulations are imposed. These scientists never stop in their ignorance and the destruction of love. So eventually they will clone or make. It might be 100 years down the track, might be a bit longer, mightn't be that long. They will clone a woman, an artificial woman, and an artificial man. And they will make love, man will make love to an artificial woman. Because he doesn't. It's like going to a prostitute. The beauty of going to a prostitute for a man is he hands his money over. He doesn't have to love her. He doesn't have to woo her. He doesn't have to please her. He can just masturbate himself in her. And of course she serves a great purpose on this earth. Because of man, and most of them are getting up to it. We don't hear half of what's going on. The prostitutes take the claw of sex out of so many men on this earth. For sex, as I say, is violence. And without these women taking it out of man in so many countries all over the world, there would be a great violence, a greater violence around the earth than there is now. And it's pretty bad now. And it will get bad, worse and worse. And it will get so bad in the future that we will have fortress societies where we will, I think something like an old movie there once, where we lock the baddies out because they're so bad and violent. This is way down the track, but it all comes from losing the fundamental love between man and woman, which is the fundamental love of existence. When you don't have the fundamental love of existence, you try to get out of existence. And you do that intellectually and technologically. And so this will not continue, the love between man and woman. But then it doesn't matter, does it? Because everybody dies and it all disappears. But it does matter to those who know God and love truth. And love the God that is woman and the God that is man in existence.